Okay, so before I pull that carburetor, do a little circuit tracing. Mixture screws, there's the fuel passages for the idle. Problem is on one side. This is the identical fuel bowl. You see it's not in the center. It's over here to the side, on both sides. And you come up to the top side, so there you can see the light shining through that little hole there. Okay, you see the little brass orifice in there. So the source of the fuel is this. When you look at the air horn gasket, this passage is connected to here. So your fuel delivery is coming through the jets up this tube for the primaries. It'll come out of that nozzle right there. That's the fuel supply for the idle. This is the emulsifier tube. So if you pulled this little brass thing out, it's a tube about an inch long, maybe better, with a bunch of little holes in it. And that's going to break up the fuel. I don't remember if it introduces the air here or here. But anyway, it's going to do it in one of them. The point being, fuel source is here. It has to travel through this tube, across that passage, down to that tube, to the idle mixture screws. If we had a blockage of the fuel flow, we know it's not here because this works just fine. So we know that this is in the fuel. What we don't know is whether or not this passage is open, or whether or not the gasket down below is blocking this passage off, because the gasket has to have a hole in the center here, elongated like this one. This is the side that doesn't have any fuel. Circuit tracing time. So you see the trace of that passage there, which is actually here. That goes to manifold vacuum. Manifold vacuum through those ports to this open area. Fortunately, we have the other bowl, which shows that that particular passage went to this vacuum port. But what we want to know is, why do we not have fuel here? Coming down to the... That doesn't seem to go anywhere. Why don't we have fuel coming through here? That has a passage cut into it that you can't see. Manifold vacuum right there. Into that passage, which is right next to this. But it's covered by the gasket. Well, right there. You can see there's nothing getting by there. I wouldn't think that little bit of leakage causes zero fuel delivery. Fuel comes from here and has to go to the center, which is why these passages are open. And with the gasket in place, it should be working just fine. And it's actually this side, but so that can only be a blockage on this, or a vacuum leak here. Perhaps here. So we're going to eliminate all of our possibilities. And I'm going to pull this apart and see if we don't have something plugging that up. In fact, I think I'll go get a drill bit. Figures it's bent. All the rest of them are broke. Wrong side anyway. Why? I'm not getting anything. Nothing on the tip. So this here is the fuel supply. I've got little bits of debris. The vinegar should have taken care of all that. I thought I blew all the passages out. The light check coming up from the bottom shows that this is absolutely clear. That only leaves that to be a plugged passage. However, I find not that thing which is small enough to reach down in there. Oh, wait. Probably the only guy you know that breaks out a torch to fix a carburetor. Torch tip cleaner. See if we pull anything up. I don't see anything. Next size up. Unruly, these things. Don't see anything there. 2 sizes up. There's fuel down in the bottom. Don't see any debris to speak of. Try the next size up. I was pretty certain. Stick the straw of the carburetor cleaner on that, shoot it down in there, and it comes up through the primary jet. That means it's not plugged. No indication of any kind of debris. Carb cleaner with a straw. Alright, so forcing carburetor cleaner down this should bring it up out of the jet down there. And it does not. Let's see if that works on the other side. Whether the theory is correct. Don't do that either. So where is it coming out? It's got to come out from somewhere. Yeah, that came up out of the jet. No come up out of the jet. No go anywhere. I pressed down hardly on it. Still no signs of debris. But it's coming out of here. These are just serrations. The other one are twisted. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I'm thinking. And I'm thinking I want to try it on a different bowl first. Might be a good idea. We'll go around in a circle first. So we scrape the walls. Now you'll see it coming out of the jet. Hopefully. Gotta watch my eyes. Yeah, okay, you can see that coming out of the jet. Try this side. Nothing. However, this tube here, I think I see a passage. It's really difficult to tell. Passage that goes from here to there. I think I do. Yes, I do. Got my teeny tiny instruments. Except for it's got a bend on the end. You can feel the tube right there. I'm glad it's not an intake manifold. For comparison, we'll start with the right side. So we should see it come out of here and the jet. I saw it come out of the jet. Yeah, it comes out of here too. The problem with doing it like this is if the dirt's inside and plugging the holes, when you do this, it just mashes into the holes even tighter. But we're going to try it anyway. Who knows, maybe it'll break free. No. Nope. So if we do this, that's going to definitely come out of the jet. Go back to here. We'll do nothing. Makes me wish I had a plug with threads that fit in that jet. I would block that passage off and blow through the back side. Can we get the rubber tip down into the jet? Maybe so. Oh, watch all eyes. Oh yeah, blowing right up through that. If I can get a stopper in that, it'll force all the pressure into that tube. Or I could hold it with my finger. Yeah, you don't get to see none of it. I'm getting there from some... Oh, it's coming out of here. And up there. Well, I think I can get that tube out of there. I mean, I could soak it back into vinegar again for half a day. Maybe that would take care of it. That has a tendency to eat up the casting though. There's a little bit of spalling down there. I don't want to do that anymore. If I had an ultrasonic cleaner that was big enough, because I got one, it's just not big enough. Unless it'll fit sitting sideways. Boy, it's pretty close. No. Alright. Swing and a miss, strike two. Remove all the flammable liquids from the carburetor interior. Will this work? Woo! That's hot. No, but it's sure stuck in there. Please make it work. No. Rats. Und fui. What next? I gotta get this to wick down there. But I have no real way to do it. It just plugs off the air locks. You see the bubble, and then you got to stick that down in there. Get it to unbubble. So when I get done playing with this, I'll turn the camera on. Well, that didn't take long. It didn't take long to fill it. That's what I mean. Let's see what we can zoom in here. Now there's more room to put more in. I think I will. Okay, I got it to the point where you let the acid travel down this. Well, it was disappearing readily down the tube. Like that. I put quite a bit down there. So that must mean that it's opened up somewhere. And now it's just going down into the... Oh yeah, look down there and... Oh, you can't. We've made it through. That is a beautiful thing. So I'm going to tip this up on its side and just let that work in there for a little bit. Oh yeah, it poured right out of that tube. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Okay, so I placed this at such an angle that I put acid down in this hole, and so the gravity would take it down to here, clear out that passage it's inside. Time to rinse. Alright, rinse cycle complete, blow dry complete, time for the test. Try to get my hand out of the way. Let's see. One way or another. Oh, that didn't look good. Look at that. Look at that. Coming up through the jet. Fixed! Alright. I gotta put this together, put it on the car. Okay. Ready for this? Real time. Go. socket can't be missing. It's not. Brief moment of fear. Time! Starting. Fuel pump has to fill the bowl. Well, I did it again. I had the carburetor upside down with the float in it. So whenever you turn your carburetor upside down with the float in it, you can have a tendency to make it hang it open. Alright, foot to the floor, got to clear the flood. Okay, tach is saying 1,000 RPM, but that's because I had my foot to the floor, took the choke off. That's supposed to be 2,000 RPM in that position. It doesn't know what to think. I like it better than 2,000 RPM anyway. Yeah, I don't know what to think. Only 4 minutes left on the battery. I think we can adjust it this time. I don't remember if I put this back to 1.5, did I? 1.5, 1.5, 2. I didn't. 1.5, 1.5. Doesn't sound like it's making any difference. Not happy about that, but it has made a tremendous difference. Of course, it ran really good with the choke on the last time. Well, that's better. That's a win. Alright. Still waiting for it to get warm. Well, operating temperature. We're up to operating temperature. We got between 650 700 RPM. Clean drop. And it drops right down. That's back to 1.5. Dropping down again when you get too far. Slightly above 1.5. No real change. Right back dead on 1.5. Them fellas at GM must have known what they was doing. Almost out of battery. Let's listen to the tailpipe. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Okay, it's 550 in drive. This is where our idle speed is supposed to be. $550, $650, $750, $850, $950, $10. That is a win and a beautiful thing. All right, guess we have to play a little bit now. Until the next episode. Hot start. So, the source of the fuel now let's do this again. The fuel flow. Okay, we know it's not here except for that little scratch right there, which I don't know if that's enough to cause a problem. It's got a scratch over here on this side. It's got a scratch over here on this side. Did you see it? That was my hand in the way. Here, well, you can't see because gotta have a light. Get my hand out of the way. You can't see it. No light there. Oh, there you go. But I've got a chance of bad things happening. Oh man, this came open and now I don't know which one it was. You see, we got the bubbleations going on. It's bubblicious. Oh, come on, focus. There you go. Focus more. So I'm going to tip this up this way. So I'm going to tip this up on its side. Okay, so I placed this at such an angle that, gosh, it's so difficult. Okay, so I placed this at such an angle that I put acid down in this hole. Why won't that turn?